we going to have a cold open?
Oh, Jesus Christ almighty.
You set it to 40% dry. Is that what you were saying? Is it about, are you feeling like it's a 40% dry kind of day?
It does. Now that fall is here. We're going 40% dry, folks.
I love that should be our poll this week. It's like, well, how are you feeling on a percentage basis? What would you say your dry to wet percentage is right
40%.
now? It's about 40%.
It's 40-60.
God, my mind is just full of filth right now. How do you figure out how dry? I don't know. Lick your finger and put it in the air. In the air.
In the air.
In the air. That'll tell you how wet or dry you are.
Monsters. Welcome to Bitter Coffee. My name is Kelly Coffee.
And I'm Derek Fanton.
How are you, Derek?
I'm doing really well, Kelly. I'm great.
There was a little bit of a struggle there.
I mean, it's a question that I want to answer honestly and truthfully, both for you and the listeners. Mm-hmm. And I considered it as it was coming out of my mouth. But yeah, I definitely feel like I'm good. I'm doing well.
Okay.
Life is good. We continue to march toward living in a new home, which is always ever present in our minds.
You just have those homeless cats to deal with now.
Yeah, so we were going to have a misalignment in closing dates where we were essentially going to be homeless for a week, which would be fine. It's fine for humans and even dogs to be homeless and like, because you can go find a place to live as a human or a dog.
Yeah, I think there's a fairly strong argument against that.
Well,
but,
sure, but
just playing devil's advocate.
I hear you. No, and you're right. But in Vermont, especially, like there's a lot of they say pet-friendly hotels. What they mean is dog-friendly. They don't actually mean, like, if you tried to bring, a lizard or a hamster, I bet they'd have a problem with it. And the same goes for cats. They do not, being big hotel, don't accept cats as readily as dogs. So there's a lot of angst around that. Turns out we're going to be able to close on the same date. And you and Michelle have graciously allowed us to leave the cats here while we close because it's a whole thing.
But you sold it in a way where I was like, oh, I felt like I was kind of like off the hook.
So, I have, my parents divorced when I was 7. I have a lot of experience, setting the bar really high for what I could have asked for.
Yeah.
And instead asking for something much easier. So, we went and we were like, I only need $20, but I'm going to ask for $100 first and then be like, you know what, I'd take 20. So rather than saying,
compromise.
Can we move in with you for a week?
Mm-hmm.
We went with, can we leave our 3 cats here for 4 hours?
Because you went although we have a place to go eventually.
Right.
And, we're going to be fine.
Yeah. And you kept asking, is there a question here?
Right. Because there were a lot of statements. And I was like, is he asking if he's okay?
I was trying to set context.
He seems fine.
To make sure that you understood how little we were truly asking for.
Right. And then Hannah jumped in with, well, originally it was going to cost us about $3,000.
Right.
So it's pivoted to I need a place to live to I need money.
Yes. We were trying to keep you on your toes in terms of where the question was going to come, how your response might be. We were setting all of the expectations of awful things we could ask. And then we wanted to come in we wanted to, lowball the offer. And
well, you lowball the offer as far as like how long the cats will be here. You were like, I don't know, closing's what? 20 minutes?
I said a couple hours and Hannah was like, it's probably more like 6 hours. And then I was like, it could be up to 8 hours. And
I think we bumped it to 12.
Yeah, so somewhere between 2 and 12 hours, we'd like you to watch our 3 cats. And you don't even have to watch them. They watch themselves. Just lock them in a room. That's all we need.
Yeah, so, I mean, that's basically how I've lived my life.
That's all I need to. Put a water bowl and a food bowl down.
That's it.
Give me a bucket. I'll be okay.
I'm
for
fine.
A couple weeks.
Maybe open a window every once in a while.
Sure.
I don't know.
Sure.
I don't know. But yes, I'm happy to.
Thank you for that.
Watch your cats.
Happy is an overstatement, and I understand that.
Well, it's the day before Michelle's birthday.
Yes, it is the day before Michelle's.
So the cats are going to help me wrap some presents.
50th birthday. Not good at that. I will tell you right now, the cats are not good at wrapping presents.
See. Yeah, I think it's kind of like, when you have to clean your own house and you're like, ugh.
Yes.
And then you clean somebody else's.
Yeah.
I'm really good at this.
I'm getting really good at this.
I think your cats are going to be really good at helping me wrap
I see.
gifts.
They're bad at wrapping our gifts, but your gifts, they'll be.
Yep.
Their claws won't be an issue. Got it.
I have this habit of I will buy something for Michelle for her birthday, and then I give it to her.
Right. Oh,
like right away.
Hannah has that same issue.
You know what this excuse was? Well, it's too big. It's too big for me to keep in my apartment.
I'm going to have to use an entire roll of wrapping paper on this.
Yeah.
I'm not going to bother with that.
It's in my way.
Take your gift and get it out of my way.
Yep.
I love that.
Here's some scissors. Open up the box, and then we need to move this thing outside.
And it doesn't matter. I don't want to speak for you, but for me, when Hannah does that, it doesn't matter how much I object. It's like, no, give it to me on my birthday. Give it. I don't want it now. No, forget it. You're taking this right now. I got it for you. Accept my love and appreciation. Here, take your gift.
On my time frame.
This gift to you is not about you. It's about me, and I'd like you to take it from me now.
Jesus Christ. I will say that I'm not myself today.
Really?
Yeah.
You seem like you.
No, well,
tell me more.
I'm a little bit cranky today. I'm sorry. I'm crankier than I usually am.
I was going to say, you just said you don't feel like yourself.
I know. Yeah. You know what it is? I have stress. Mm-hmm. I have school stress.
Oh, God. School stress is unlike any other stress.
I don't know what the hell I'm putting myself through.
Well, because that's the thing. School stress is all about how you feel you're doing.
Oh, my God.
And no one, I mean, maybe I'm just speaking for myself here. I never want to check in with me about how well I'm doing because the answer's not.
Not good.
Not well at all. I'm terrible at everything.
Barely hanging on.
I'm sorry about the school stress.
No, it's fine. I put this, you may not know this about me, I put an unusually high level of stress on me, on myself. I can't even form a goddamn sentence now. I stress me high.
No judgment from me.
I'm unable to just accept things as they are and then just move on from them.
No, there's no moving on. There's only
laboring over this paper for, I'd say like 6 hours a day for the last week.
Oh, God.
And I'm just staring at it like a lunatic.
What is the paper about? If you even want to get into it?
I mean, I don't really want to get into it.
Okay, it's a paper.
It's healthcare and the relationship between healthcare and marginalized groups of folks.
Well, so that's a really light, high level.
I mean, these things just write themselves.
It just flows right out without complication.
Yeah. It's basically like a story.
Right.
So I think today I get to a point where I just have to submit the paper with anger. This is my motivation.
At yourself again, right?
What these people do, fine. And then every single time I'm like, I don't know what the hell I was so worried about.
Yeah.
But that's just how I've been for my entire life.
Help. Like the fact that it has been fine before means nothing to the now.
Nothing.
And you will submit it with anger and then think about it until you get the grade back.
Yeah.
And God forbid the grade is not perfect.
Forget it.
Because even if it's good, it's like, well, if I had worked just a little harder on it, it could have been perfect.
Yeah. But I have a habit of working on things for too long. I just need to let it go. Did the room just dim?
It did dim slightly. I can't tell if that's a lighting / electrical issue or if it was outside got cloudy.
I think it's,
oh, you're right.
It's here.
Update for the listeners. We have lost a bulb in the bitter coffee fan up above here. You may remember it from such episodes as last time or the time before. When Michelle was telling a story and there was a lot of, so finally it has given up the ghost. R.I.P. that one light bulb in the fan.
Gone too soon.
We'll miss you.
Hey, here's something that happened.
Tell me more.
And in the spirit of not being able to keep surprises from people.
Oh, yes. Yes.
So I held out for 4 days before I texted you and had to tell the world.
And you told me after we recorded the last episode 2 weeks ago, you were like, I've got a surprise. It's related to the show. And I immediately said, do not tell me on the show. And you're like, absolutely.
Yep.
Absolutely, I will.
And
Don't
I forgot
you worry.
that part.
And then 4 days later, you sent me a text message with a photo.
So
what do we got, Kelly?
We got some new merch.
Yeah, new Bitter Coffee merch, everybody.
Yep. We have hats.
They are sweet, I might say. Thank you very much for, once again, coming through on the swag side. And lovely brown Bitter Coffee brown hats.
Bitter Coffee brown.
With the logo.
Yeah. We'll put a picture up on the
if
picture.
You will.
We'll put a photograph.
We'll create a mimeograph for everyone of the new Bitter Coffee hats. And,
let me grab my microfiche.
We'll send it to your local library and go down and ask them to take it out and look at it on the microfiche machine. overhead project you some photos of the thing. Yeah, so we have they're so cool, and I'm a huge winter hat fan. Like,
Same.
I love a winter hat. I've been trying to get my company to make winter hats for years and years and years. It still has not happened.
Have them give me a call.
I will, because you made a perfect selection. You would talk to me about the fact that you were thinking about having like the brim ones that have like the thick brim. It's just too much. It's too ostentatious.
Like a flip up.
Yeah, like a flip up kind of thing.
No.
You made a great call. They're just sleek, wonderful, brown, warm, like thicker, like nice and warm hats. It's going to be my go-to day-to-day hat.
Oh, wonderful.
So look around. You may see a hat come your way. We'll have a few that we're going to distribute, but we also have a few that we're going to hold in reserve for something.
Yeah, we don't know what
We
yet.
don't exactly know what we're going to do with them. So we'd like your suggestions, listeners. What would you remember Klondike bars? What would you do for a bitter coffee hat? We're very interested to find out what you would do or provide, or what is the exchange of goods or services, easy perverts, that you would go into
Settle down.
for a bitter coffee hat. And we'll throw a picture, like we said, up on the social so you can check it out and let us know what you think. Interested to hear what people would do for a hat, because, I would say we're a merch heavy podcast for the size and overhead of our operation. The mugs are still a big hit. I still hear from people who
Mugs are
got
a huge
mug.
hit.
Those were really great.
I thought about more mugs.
Yeah, well, we could do mugs again at some point. I don't know how you're going to top yourself. The style, both of us are looking longingly at the mug that's here in the Bitter Coffee Studios. They're really great, and I know that we have some new listeners who didn't get a chance to get in on the mugs, so maybe we'll have to do mugs again
Maybe we'll have
sometime.
to do some mugs and hats.
If you were looking for a mug and you didn't get one, hats are now an option. But tell us how you want us to get you a hat, or why you think you deserve a Bitter Coffee.
Send us an email.
Hat.
We'll send you a hat.
Yeah, exactly. The bar is not high. Like, what would you do might just be ask for one.
Right.
And
I'll send you an email.
You know what I'd be willing to
Requesting
do?
a hat.
Ask. Cool.
Hit send.
Boy, you've really gone above and beyond.
So send us an email at bittercoffeepod@gmail.com.
You got it.
Now that you and I both know the password.
Yes, and then the address.
Yep, we're fancy. There's a couple of people that I spoke to that I'm going to send hats out to.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's what's new in merchandise news.
Pretty exciting
here
there.
at Bitter Coffee.
Yeah, and speaking of someone who will probably get a hat, we might as well just get into the segment that everybody is on the podcast listening to for anyway. If you were with us last week, you might have experienced the first inaugural Chang Report, which I think went better, as well as everyone expected it to, because Tim is pretty impressive in what he does, and that is just spitting silly constantly. So he has been gracious enough to bless us with yet another Chang Report that we want to get into. Once again, Kelly and I have not listened to this. I have no idea what it's about or
See,
what
I
he
do
has
have
done.
some self-control.
Yes, which is amazing to me. I thought for sure both of us, we were going to get here today and we are going to be like, you listened to the Chang Report, right? No, we have not listened to it.
I was so tempted many, many times.
Tim and his commitment had actually sent me a new file this morning because he was not pleased with the volume output of the file that he had sent me previously. So I just want to give a shout out to Tim for being a wonderful producer for himself. I told him he needs a PA so that he can just focus on the art. He doesn't need to worry about the production value. But so with all of that in mind, we're going to get into the latest Chang Report. So take it away, Tim, whenever the file loads. Let's see what happens here.
You know what I do want to talk about while we're waiting?
What's up?
You know that I have an affinity for hold music. Right?
I have heard. Yes, I have heard that. Yes.
This would be a really good time to play my favorite hold music.
Go ahead. I'm ready with the file, so go ahead and play
you are?
No, go ahead though. We'll transition right into.
All right.
Well, and while you're doing that, also while you're bringing that up, Tim, I know you're listening because who doesn't want to listen to themselves?
I don't.
That's true. I actually don't necessarily either.
I barely edit this show,
so
except
Tim,
to listen to my own voice.
Theme music for the Chang Report. What are we doing? Why are we messing around? I know that this is something you are capable of. Not to give you another challenge semi-live on the podcast, but at some point we got to talk theme music for the Chang Report because I think that would be huge. Okay, Kelly's got the hold music up.
All right, hang on.
Okay, we're ready. Here we go.
Customize and save.
We've always got to be an ad. Some insurance company has to tell us.
It's going to play after the ads, Derek.
Great.
So we're
Okay.
almost...
Cool.
One more.
Multiple ads. Come on, YouTube. Honestly.
Are you ready?
Yeah.
You know
Yeah.
this, right?
I absolutely know this. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There's a part of it. The other day I was making up lyrics for it.
You have to.
Yeah.
How can you not?
There's one part. Man, this is good.
You can't not move. Like you can't. You just groove with it.
When
It's
I was
impossible.
on the phone with, I think this is what the IRS uses.
Really?
Oh man, when the xylophone drops.
Wow.
Woo! That's why I'm like, you know what? I'm in it for the long haul. Internal Revenue Service.
Is there a line of how old you know you've become when you use the phrase "when the xylophone drops"? Damn, son,
there
when
we
that
go.
xylophone drops. I 100% co-sign that as my favorite hold music as well.
It's
Again,
so
let's age
good.
ourselves by having favorite hold music. But
Yeah.
I liked your fade out. Really great job.
Well, you know.
All right, Tim, I don't know if you want to...
As a producer.
I don't know if you're going to be able to follow that, but let's get into the Chang report and see what Tim has to say this week.
You know, I like to consider myself someone of mid-level to acceptable intelligence levels, generally speaking.
All right, hang on. I've just realized something.
Oh.
We may actually need to turn this up so that it actually records. I have no idea if that was recorded, that part. If not,
I don't know.
take it out. If so, leave this in.
We'll leave it in.
It's fine. I'm gonna rewind. We're never gonna. So here's my new goal: never have one of these go smoothly. It's gonna be.
I think that's a great goal.
So far,
that's a goal that I can meet.
batting 1,000.
Yep.
I think we can hit it. All right. Sorry, Tim. Sorry. You sound great,
You
by the
know-
way.
I like to consider myself someone of mid-level to acceptable intelligence levels,
Acceptable.
Acceptable.
generally speaking.
Subjective.
But there's just things in the world that I don't understand. And that's
what
okay.
this podcast is all
you
about.
know? There's just
That's why we're
shit that I
here.
don't know shit about. And the shit I do know shit about, no one really gives a shit about anyway. Just going to let that one marinate in your brainstem for a minute.
Fair.
Yeah.
But I was recently faced with a situation that I just don't understand. I can't get over the hump. And it's not the first time that I've been faced with this particular situation, but in this particular instance, on this particular day, I had a bit of an episode, I'll say.
An episode.
So I'd like to share it with you, both in the interest of catharsis
Ooh.
and knowledge sharing, because that's what we're all here
Tim's
to do. isn't it?
vocabulary.
Absolutely. That's why we're
Knowledge.
here.
Air quotes sharing.
So my question is this. Who the hell decided that that was the appropriate serving size for a to-go ketchup packet? Listen, I get it. Not everybody's into ketchup. That's fine. However, us ketchup enthusiasts, this is completely unacceptable, and I'll tell you why.
Feel so
First of
seen
all,
right now.
You need like 6 to 8 of those things to replicate the amount of ketchup that you would get out of a single squeeze of a ketchup bottle.
So true.
2
so
or 3
true.
shakes of a glass bottle if you're feeling classy.
Yep.
Salute.
Salute.
6 to 8 at a minimum. Listen, I got my food to go. I got a cheeseburger and french fries to go because I am to going. Shucking and jiving, making moves, diversifying bonds, etc., etc.
That's it.
I don't want to have to do work just to eat.
Oh,
Why are you going to do me like that?
ridiculous. Cosign.
Second, when you look at these ketchup packets, doesn't matter what brand they are, right in the top corner, there's that little curvy black arrow.
Yep.
And it says tear here.
Yes, do that. But
With the message of, well, just tear here. Take
Seems
that
so
little
simple.
corner off.
Yep.
And they're just going to go ahead and squeeze your ketchup right on down to the food.
seems
fella.
so clear and basic.
Wrong.
Nope.
Incorrect.
Yep.
I'll tell you exactly what happens. You grab the corner of the ketchup packet, you pull it down, just trying to take off that little corner. But what actually happens
Ketchup
is you
shower.
rip the entire side of the packet off.
Yep.
So now you've just got an envelope, an open envelope of ketchup that you now need to find a place to blop upon. Because at that point, you
Ketchup,
are
if you will.
blopping it. You are no longer squeezing it.
Nope.
You are
No.
faced with a decision as to where do I put my ketchup now, where it is of greatest usefulness to me.
It's all in one
So in
place.
addition to making me do extra work, you're now making me employ critical thinking and resource management while I'm trying to going. Also, why is the ketchup the same size as the mustard, which is the same size as the mayo? We've already established the fact that the ketchup
Great
packet
point.
should be the size of a Capri Sun at a minimum.
Yes, exactly.
The mustard, fine.
Leave
I'll
it.
give you that.
Yeah, as is fine.
Generally
Yeah, I don't
enough
like it.
mustard.
That's plenty.
Even if you got to blop it, you can usually blop that thing
Twist it.
effectively depending on what you're
Blop
eating. I guess unless you're eating like a giant pretzel.
Sure. Yes, that's
See,
the
I
only.
don't think
just
that mustard
regularly
belongs on a
ripping
pretzel.
down
Oh, we
giant
have to talk
pretzels,
about
you
that.
might wanna
Okay.
think about that a little. And mayo, listen. If mayo
boy.
in a packet
Contentious.
is gross, and if you're eating mayo out of a packet, that's gross.
Yeah.
And I got no time, so keep it moving. You know what? Also, while we're
Preach.
on the topic of to-go condiments and seasonings,
Let's.
what is up with the pepper and the salt?
In the silverware, in the plastic
pepper packet.
flatware. Yeah.
Which is actually kind of fun to say, now that I say it out loud.
Pepper packet.
Pepper packet. Here, you try it. I'll wait.
Pepper packet.
Pepper packet. Thanks,
Kind of
Tim.
fun, right?
fun.
Yeah, it is good.
Yeah.
Anyway, the pepper packet has like 5 to 7 granules of pepper
Yes.
in it,
Uh huh.
if any at all.
Right.
I can't tell you how many times I grabbed the pepper packet
Pepper packet.
and there's nothing in it. It's just 2 pieces of paper glued together and nothing in it with like the pepper written on it. It's like, no, that's a nothing. That's not pepper.
Lies.
Lies.
But don't
Lies.
worry because with the salt,
Oh no. What's happened with the salt? Tell me more. Oh God, it cut off.
Uh-oh.
Tim. Is this a you problem or a me problem, Tim?
Maybe he just got tired of recording.
He just exhausted himself
I've done
talking
that.
about
You know
pepper.
what? I'm done.
No, we're gonna. I think this was just a phone timeout issue. So we're gonna go. We had 32 seconds left of the Chang report. We're gonna go back there. We're talking salt now. We've moved on from pepper.
but don't worry because with the salt, there's enough salt in that one packet to last you at least 15 meals.
He's
Anyway,
absolutely
I don't
correct.
really necessarily feel any better, but
I
got
do.
it out.
maybe someone out there knows what I'm talking
Yeah.
about.
I feel good.
This great injustice of condiments and seasonings
I feel like a catharsis.
on the to-go.
Ing.
If you don't, well, why don't you go rip down some mayo packets and take a fucking lap? Thank you for your time.
Ladies and gentlemen,
report.
the Chang report.
Tim Chang coming through. Oh man,
Fantastic. He doesn't need it. All right.
it sounds really good. So first
We can no longer have him on the show until he has his own theme music.
Yes, theme music, Tim, very important.
Man.
Absolutely. I told him that, he told me that the other file was quiet. I, of course, didn't know because I hadn't listened to it. And I responded, listen, we're not doing ASMR here. I need you to bump up the volume.
Yep.
But his voice is so soothing that, I feel like there
really
is an
soothing.
ASMR element. Thank you, Tim, for saying the things that we all think as it relates to condiments. Mayo? Thoughts on mayo?
No
on mayonnaise? You're out on mayonnaise? Okay.
I have zero tolerance. Okay. There's a lot of things that I have zero tolerance for, but top of the list, mayo in any form.
Okay.
People who eat mayo in any form. Adam Sandler.
OJ Mayo. Adam Sandler. Yes, I saw on Facebook someone said there was a question that who is the actor who's in things that it doesn't matter what they're in, you hate them.
Adam Sandler.
And Adam Sandler was your answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, that's
because
understandable.
here's the thing,
He has a very specific niche.
but not really.
It's himself. He's
how
entertained by himself.
often can you make a movie about somebody who talks like a child
Right. Who has some sort of learning disability.
and sits in a child's desk?
Yeah.
And that's supposed to be I don't get it.
I don't get Adam Sandler.
I don't understand.
So
it.
mayonnaise and Adam Sandler are two,
Yeah.
those are red buttons for you.
Yep.
You're not interested.
When people tell me things that I already know,
Oh, God.
drives me up a wall.
Or, okay, so agreed, 100% agreed.
Mm-hmm.
What is your signal for yes, I know? And would you say it is accepted by the people you're delivering it to? Let me back up and tell you what I'm saying. Because I feel the same way. People who are telling me things that I already know, there's no reason necessarily that they would know I know it, and that's okay. Once they start saying it, if I'm like nodding enthusiastically and giving you the like hands up, meaning like I got it, I'm here with you, I already know this, but you keep telling me the thing you're telling me, I totally agree. I have no time for you. Like I have exhibited in every way I know how, other than saying stop talking, I already know, which feels a little like, rude. But I've told you with my body language, stop it. I got it. I know. You don't have to tell me anymore. We're just both wasting our time right now. So I'm with you 100%. I just don't understand why people keep doing that.
I think it depends on the person. There's some people I will say, you already told me that, right?
Sure. Yeah. It depends on the relationship. It's like, yes, I've heard the story. Yeah.
My go-to is to answer with a yup, but very aggressively.
like
tell me something just give me any fact.
I saw you have some chairs out there.
Yep.
I don't know if you... Okay.
It's like a cutoff.
It is a strong... You are adding a period to my statement.
Right. And I'm ending your thought for you. If you want to continue thinking that, you can do that quietly or not near me. Yeah, makes me nuts. Also, when people share their workout routines.
Oh, man.
And... their dreams. I hate when people tell me their dreams. Like, I had this really crazy dream. All right. Yep.
I'm going to stop you right there.
Yeah. That's great.
You have shared enough information with me. Thanks for that. Let's move on.
Cooking stuff.
Ooh, cooking stuff.
Yeah.
Okay.
I had two relatives. Well, one was, my crazy aunt, R.I.P. She would go into detail about like what she had for like lunch or dinner or whatever. And I think that's kind of like, I think that might be like an older person thing.
Well, kind of, because that's all Instagram was built on.
Yeah, fair.
So that's just a different way to do it. Look at my meal that I had. She was just doing it, I was going to say she was doing it orally, which is technically accurate, but not a statement you want to make about your aunt. But that was exactly what she was doing. She was just sharing her meal with you.
And all the yups in the world.
not a yup.
She would kind of like bump up the conversation a little bit more.
Oh, I'm sorry. Did you mean talk louder?
Yeah. Well, as I was saying.
Before I was so rudely yup-erupted.
Yep.
Yeah.
So, there it is.
Wow. Yeah. So, gosh. Tim, thank you very much for the Chang report. I think I'm really interested to hear what people's opinions on condiments are.
Yeah.
The ketchup packet thing, I never ate ketchup like for years and years and years. And then recently I've been starting to get like takeout more at work and stuff. And I would get ketchup packets, and I had definitely had that thought. However, I have now stopped getting takeout during lunch at work because...
You have a baby.
Well, no. Yes, there's that.
You're buying a house.
There's also that. You have so many reasons. Why else might I have stopped? Let me give it to you. I started drinking a meal replacement at work.
What?
Yep. Because
I would bury the lead,
I was just skipping lunch because of the house and of the baby. I was trying to save money. I didn't want to go out and spend $15 every day for lunch. And Lord knows I'm not going to make myself a lunch every day. Who has
ridiculous, crazy talk.
So I've gotten into doing a meal replacement. The name of the meal replacement is terrible. It's called Huel.
What?
It is a revolting word in my mouth as I am trying to make it. It's supposedly a portmanteau for human and fuel. I wish I could have been there when they were coming up with that to like pump the brakes on it. Anyway, it's called Huel, and it's not what I would call delicious, but it is just not bad enough for me to drink it every day for lunch, and so far it has been fantastic. And I'm not so hangry when I get home that no one can deal with me, because that's what was happening previously. Is I wasn't eating lunch and I was getting home and just being a monster because I was.
Does it taste disgusting?
It's not like, so one of my coworkers has a green powder that he has for lunch, and that's awful.
What
That's
is that
like
called?
licking the ground it's just terrible. I don't know because it like doesn't even have a name. It's like, green juice meal replacement, all natural, 100% organic. That's what it's called.
With like a smiley face.
Yeah, a little smiley face on it, and it is awful. So in comparison to that, it's delightful. The names of the flavors, they sound like they're going to be like, they have chocolate, they have salted caramel, they have peanut butter, they have banana. It doesn't matter what they say it is. It doesn't taste like that, but it's not so revolting that I can't handle it. So I'm now at work during lunch making a shake, disturbing everyone around me by shaking it up every day and making sure. I'm one of those
like
people.
Metal balls.
So they have a special like container with a little screen that you put in it to help it mix, and it's like it's a whole thing.
All right.
I'm one of those pretentious assholes at work with the like bottle that says the thing I'm drinking on it, and I'm like, ooh, this. I'm really feeling full after. I don't feel full.
Look at me, everybody.
Look at me huling it up. They call the people who drink it hooligans.
No. No.
I do not subscribe to any of their marketing other than it was a Facebook ad and I totally was sucked in by it.
Okay.
I was like, if I can pay essentially what amounts to like less than $2 a lunch going forward, I'm into it. So anyway, I've got that. So then the other beverage situation I've got at work that everyone keeps asking me about, and I feel like a weirdo for. I'm drinking Jot coffee now.
Oh.
Have you heard of the Jot?
Yeah, I knew it was just a matter of time before you were gonna go that route.
This feels very right up my alley.
Yeah.
It is a coffee concentrate.
That tracks for me.
Yeah. Yeah, I think everyone else is sort of like, that sounds like a Derek thing to do. It's a coffee concentrate. It's like a 20X. It's just water and coffee, but they basically brew it in a way that it comes in a little bottle. It kind of looks like a soy sauce bottle, which somebody literally was like walking by the cafe one day when I was making it, and they stopped and they looked in and they're like, what is that? And I was like, oh, it's coffee concentrate. Like, I thought for sure.
Oh, this old thing?
I thought you were making a glass of water and soy sauce, and I thought there was a new health trend that I was not aware of.
Doesn't sound half bad.
I mean, I did think, I can get into that.
Like a really hot day.
Right.
Just get that sodium
Feeling
replenishment.
low on sodium. What can I do about? Oh, I know.
Drink some soy sauce.
Iced soy sauce.
Idiot.
Ugh. It looks just like that, by the way. But yeah, so that's my other beverage situation at work. I was previously like grinding my own coffee beans.
Yep.
And you know all about this. It was a whole thing. It was taking way too long.
Look at the look on my face.
Yeah. Kelly has the wide eyes. She's yepping me. I can stop telling her about it now. So anyway, I've moved on to literally instant coffee because you just dump it into water. But that led me to wondering, like, you always have your tea, you have your water. So I know that like caffeine is sort of a semi-sensitive area for you. Like, what's the current caffeine situation that you're experiencing right now?
It's a great question. Thanks for asking it.
I'm here to, try to illuminate things about your life, Kelly.
I am trying to have coffee 4 days a week.
Okay.
And then tea the other 3.
Okay. That's a nice regimen. Yeah. Good
Just
for you.
to kind of mix it up.
Sure.
This week, I've had more coffee than I think I probably should
We
have.
talked about the paper you're working on.
Yeah. But it's like when I say like I've had a lot of coffee.
Yeah.
It's like 2 cups.
Sure.
Of coffee is
Oh, yeah. It's all relative. I am drinking my second coffee of the day here as we were podcasting from Dunkin'. And I made a Jot this morning. Oh, no. Kelly's water nearly killed her while we were talking about beverages.
I'm all right.
It's getting back at her for drinking anything but water.
Oh, Jesus Christ.
Do we need to take a break? Are you okay?
No, I'm gonna soldier on.
Do you want to text Michelle that you might be dying and then not text her back?
Not feeling so great. Go take a shower.
Can't really breathe. All right, anyway. I'm going to go climb that tree.
Heart feels funny. I gotta go shopping.
Do you smell almonds? Any hoozle?
No. So I've been trying to, I was on that although I was told it was not a restrictive diet by some people, it was an incredibly restrictive diet.
Uh-huh. Yep.
So I'm not doing that anymore. Uh-huh. But I have eliminated sugar.
Wow.
And as much as it pains me to say this, bread.
Oh,
I know.
Kelly, no.
Yeah, I have.
Wow.
Yeah. So I guess I'm gluten free, but it's not.
That's
I'm not
the
actively
impetus.
Pursuing gluten free foods. So
I mean, on the street, if someone walks by with one, I think you would probably be actively pursuing it.
I'm gonna grab a slice of bread. Someone's giving out bread.
Get back here with that croissant.
Where are you going with that pretzel? That mustardless pretzel.
You said earlier that you don't eat, like things like pizza you don't eat. I do want, but I don't eat.
Yeah. So I'm making this leap between like things that I want to eat and things that I need to eat. So it's making me less hungry yet more cranky. It's just been a really rough week.
You know, we have the mixer here and we're dialing things up and down. You know, you've got to balance it out, right? So you dial something up, you dial something else down, and vice versa. I get it.
So after dinner, I will say to Michelle all the things that I want to have. I would love ice cream right now.
Just to nothing, you know, to no end. But you're just so you
kind
know,
of throw it out there.
I would love to be eating a pretzel.
But I do feel better. I definitely do.
Good.
But like I kind of miss cheese a little bit.
Okay, so I just said pretzel. It reminded me that you hit on something during the Chang report.
Goddamn cheese pretzel. That's what I want.
So that's what I was going. So you said no to mustard on pretzels. Does that mean you are a cheese pretzel person?
I'm an easy cheese pretzel person.
Oh wow! So like literally like canned cheese onto a pretzel.
Yeah.
Like wow, great idea. I guess
and they heat it up,
that.
hot cheese on a pretzel.
Oh man,
that's living. That's when you know that you've reached a level of success that not a lot of people reach.
You could have a plain pretzel, but a person in my position doesn't need to go through that hardship.
Would you like cheese in that pretzel? Yes, I would. Would you like that cheese heated? I would indeed. Yes, I would. Thank you.
The answer to should I heat the cheese is never no.
No, it's never no. It's always yes, please, and more of it. The other day, I guess it was when I was in this mood that I've been in for, I don't know, 46 years.
Roughly.
Right? Give or take. So I had a dentist appointment, and you know this about me.
Yep.
A, I'm losing my voice, and B, I love going to the dentist. There's nothing about it that I don't enjoy.
Sure.
And
it's perfect patient related.
It is. Yeah. It's just, I love it.
It's a weird one-way conversation that you can't participate in.
I don't have to do anything. Half the time I'm just going to shut my eyes. Shut up.
Yeah, it's a break from the world.
Right?
Dentist appointment.
And my chair's tilted back.
Yeah, right.
Maybe I'm looking out a window. I don't know. So I had to cancel the appointment that I had made to have my teeth cleaned.
Yep.
And then I called back maybe 4 days later.
Okay.
To make the new appointment.
Sure.
Hi, this is Kelly. I'd like to reschedule my appointment. Mm-hmm. Okay. How's March?
Right. What are you doing in 2028?
Yeah. So my response, that's perfect.
Yeah. So you're telling me
if you want to go, we're going to go.
No longer have to come to the dentist until March? I'm into it.
Well, you know, it's March 2022. I said, well, since we're in September, it would be impossible for it to be March 2021.
Thank you for calling Burlington Dentistry and Time Travel.
Yeah.
How may I help you?
So March is good? Yep. Yeah, because we're booking out. I'm like, no, yeah.
No, I got
That's
it.
fine. So am I.
Yep. So am I. I am also booking out.
Too.
Thank God you said March, because if there's anything before that, I am booked solid.
So then I started thinking about it. Like as she was, looking.
You?
Dates, I know. Looking at dates in the new year. Like, I'm going to have my teeth cleaned.
Yep.
Did you want me to put you on a cancellation list?
Oh.
Yes, please.
Yes, please.
Yes, I would like that. Yeah. Well, I'm going to call you, right? Yeah, you are. Yep. So I think what I'm going to do is turn down the first offered appointment. Okay. Right? Because I don't want to look too willing.
Yeah, you don't want to be too eager. You want to play a little.
March and now it's next week. What's up?
Play a little hard to clean. You know? Yeah.
Yep.
I gotcha.
Yep.
Nice.
So
I'm going to call you. So if you said, put me on a cancellation list, and I then said, what's that? That would be the indication to say, well, I'll call you if there's a cancellation. But since I just said, sure, assume I know what that means.
Right.
I do know you're going to call me.
I've made it so far in my life where I can understand the concept of a cancellation
Context is with me.
I've been on them. I have created them.
Does your dentist text you?
Okay. Let's get into that. There is no shortage of messaging from my dentist office.
Same.
There's a phone call.
Yep.
Maybe 3 days before.
Sure.
There's a text.
Yep.
Followed by an email.
Yep.
Asking if I got the text.
Yep.
Then there's a day before appointment. Basically saying like, this is it.
Yeah.
if you're going to cancel,
Now's the time.
You gotta pull the trigger now.
Yep.
Because we have you down.
And you only get 2, and then we boot you out of our practice completely.
Yep. Yeah, there's a lot. I have asked for a decrease in the messaging.
Communications.
Because it stresses me out.
Well, and now with COVID, I don't know how your dentist office works, but now you also have to like call them when you get there.
Yeah.
And they have to like come out and meet you. I have far too much communication with my dentist at this point.
It's a lot.
I need 1 interaction, 2 interactions max a year. Yeah. I'm good. I do not need a 3-week lead up time. I don't need to like, figure out each other's vibe prior to the dentist appointment. I just want to show up, clean, lay there in the chair. Like you said, shut my eyes for a few minutes, forget the world, get my teeth cleaned, get out of there.
It's like a very like save the date kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, exactly.
Coming up.
Don't forget.
Don't forget.
Do not forget.
We're looking forward to it. No, you're not. No, you're not. Let's face it.
You might be looking forward to it in March.
I do like my dentist office, though.
Well, that's good.
So if they harass me, that's just the problem.
If your dentist happens to be listening, it's fine. We get it.
I think my hygienist does.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
There is one woman who works there, and I think I've talked to you about this.
Mm-hmm.
There's a woman who works there. I won't say her name.
Okay.
But
she
knows who she is. I see you. She's very direct and kind of lacks social skills.
A little tact, little tactless.
Yeah. So I saw her one day, and I hadn't seen her in, I don't know, 6 months, 8 months, whatever.
Sure.
I said, hey, so-and-so, you look really great.
Oh.
Because she had lost some weight.
Yeah, kind of you.
I said, oh, how you doing? Mm-hmm. I'm good. Just got sick of being fucking fat. Like, how do you answer that? Like, all right, well, enjoy your holiday. Like, right out in the waiting area.
Oh, that's a great answer, though.
Yeah.
Get sick of being fucking fat.
Sick of being fucking fat.
What do you say?
See you in 6 months. Have a great holiday. Yep. Yeah, it was really weird. But she's the same person that I saw, like, right when the pandemic was starting to force things to shut down.
Yeah.
I saw her in a grocery store.
Oh, God.
I know. And I was like, hey, how you doing? I'm fine. Why? Because the world's burning the hell down. Right. That's why.
Maybe you heard. Got a little bug going around up here. What do you mean, why?
It was weird.
How's dentistry? How's putting your hands in people's mouths while there's a pandemic? How's that treating you?
So now she basically just sits at the desk and doesn't have a lot of patient interaction.
They've learned.
Yeah.
She's been reassigned.
Yeah, she has been reassigned. But she's part of the charm.
Oh, yeah.
It's part of why I go there.
Absolutely.
Like, say I'm looking for an argument. I'll call her and say, hey, do you have any of those?
Can I get on the cancellation list?
Yeah.
I'd love to get in.
We're already on it.
Yeah.
Oh, for when? What's the cancellation list? We don't know. We should call her on the show sometime. Give her a hard time. I don't know. I watched and rewatched the documentary. Do you know who? Now I cannot remember her name. God damn it. Elizabeth is her first name.
Uh-huh.
She's the Theranos person. Do you know this person?
No. I'm not going to be any help to this story.
All right. She created this invention that turned out to not be an invention.
Okay. Theramin?
No.
Okay.
Theranos.
No idea. I know what a theremin is.
It's a combination of the words therapy and diagnosis, which is really not.
Oh, no. It's
So
sort
she created
of
this like blood testing machine
Okay.
that turned out to be a scam.
Oh.
So
that sounds like a fascinating documentary.
It was.
Yeah.
It was on HBO. It was on HBO. It was on.
This was on HBO. I don't know. Documentary coming up soon. Blood testing thing turns out to be a scam. Turn it now.
Okay, Clancy, take the boys and surround the house.
To a 1930s newscaster. Welcome to Bit of Coffee. Today on Bit of Coffee, we're talking about blood testing machine. Someone has a conversation with you. You want to stop it. You say, yep.
I can't breathe.
I've never actually done that voice before. I didn't know I had a skill set.
That's. I'm going to talk like that for the rest of the day, yet not tell Michelle why.
How was the recording? Recording was great. Had a good time. Talking about all kinds of stuff. Chang report. Chang report was fantastic. Talking about condiments.
Why is it
What's
that
the deal
people
with
in the 1930s and 1940s, and I would bump it up to the
Sure,
50s,
yeah.
why do they all have like those fake British accents
That's
in
a
movies?
great question.
What is that?
I don't know. Maybe it was just aspirational. Like we felt like our own voices were too plain, and we were
guess.
we were finally exposed to other places, like knew of other places, and we're like, I
Right.
want to sound like them.
It's very weird. Like Elizabeth Taylor, that was a fake accent.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, and then it ebbs and flows, and then Madonna has a fake accent for a while, and then
I think that's back.
I think so too.
Have you seen her lately?
No. No, I did see Tim Curry in like a retrospective thing of Tim Curry signing things, and I was like, "Oh man." Ugh. Like it's hard to like see people that you have a very clear image of and then see them in a different place in their lives and state of their lives. Good for Madonna for doing all the things that she's done over the years, but no, I have not seen her recently. And I'm okay with that.
I'm not judging.
Keep a
It's
material
just-
girl image.
Yeah, I mean, I think at some point you have to kind of maybe not do that anymore.
By that you mean like parade yourself out in front of people? Yeah.
I don't know. I
think it's
don't
hard
want
for the people
to
who-
shame her for doing what she does.
It's hard for the people who do that to stop doing that. Similar to like athletes at times, hard for them to stop doing their passion even though they're not good at their passion anymore. It's like really hard to separate themselves.
Yeah. No, you're right.
There's a Genesis reunion tour happening right now.
Ooh.
Yeah, and
Isn't Phil Collins deaf?
so Phil Collins has a lot of physical problems right now.
Okay.
Apparently his back is a mess and he has some hearing loss. He's not playing drums on the tour because of that, which is just weird to have a Genesis tour with Phil Collins not playing drums. We're really dating ourselves right now. So there's a segment of our podcast who's like, tell me more about the Genesis reunion. And then some part of our podcast it's like, who is Genesis and who is Phil Collins? I don't understand what you're talking about. Anyway, but yeah, similar situation where it's like, you know, seeing the pictures from the tour and stuff, it's like, wow. You know, he's already said this is his last tour, but from what I understand, it sounds great. So good for him. I'm going to be worthless at everything in maybe 8 years.
Yeah.
So I cannot imagine in my late 60s or 70s touring the supermarket, much less the country or the world.
Right.
So
I mean, I'm barely hanging on.
I know, I'm barely getting by now.
Jesus Christ. Took me 20 minutes to get into this chair. For God's sake.
One thing, speaking of musical artists, that I wanted to infect the entire listenership with, as I have done
toothache.
at work. You have a toothache now? It was because we're talking about the dentist. That's what happens.
Sorry.
We're talking about the dentist and you get a toothache. That's how that works. We're recording this in late September. And it was recently the 21st of September. And as such, I have been singing September by Earth, Wind, and Fire since the 21st.
As you should.
As well I should, I think. Lots of great remixes to that song. So I have an entire playlist on Spotify that's just September remixes.
Oh, wow. You're all in.
All in.
Wow.
My coworker was snapping and humming it one day. And I was like, well, this is my life for the remainder of September.
Yep.
And just in case anybody doesn't already have it stuck in their head, do you remember Monday first night of September? You're welcome. There's like dubstep remixes of that,
wow.
and like it like really breaks down in the middle. It's really good, and so you're welcome.
Is it any better than the hold music?
I would not go that far.
I'm just trying to get a gauge as to where you are with it.
It's probably like that hold music, September by Earth, Wind, and Fire. I think there's like they're competing at the top. One of my other coworkers mentioned that apparently September by Earth, Wind, and Fire is one of the top, if not the top, most beloved songs. There was an actual like survey a couple years ago.
Wow.
About like beloved songs, like generally. And they didn't like say which of these songs would you rank. They were just like, what songs do you love to a whole lot of people?
Okay, it wasn't a ranking system.
No, it was just like, what songs do you love? And across the board, September by Earth, Wind, and Fire floated to the top.
Yeah.
Good for them. Like I love a song that is gonna like come around. You know, Mariah Carey's Christmas tune that comes around every holiday season. I'm not a huge fan of it, but like I respect the hustle in that every year that song makes her buckets of money.
Let me tell you a story about that song.
I'm ready.
Okay.
That's what this podcast is for.
So I'm going back many years. And I was dating someone who thought that she sang that song really well.
Oh, no.
And her sister also thought that she sang the song really well. So for, I don't know, several weeks from like Thanksgiving through New Year's Day, I was bombarded.
Do you think you'd still be together if that wasn't the case?
No.
Okay.
Absolutely
all right.
not.
Well, as long as that wasn't
But it
the
did,
only
you know,
thing.
it helped push the needle in the right direction.
I guess it would. Ick.
Yeah.
That sounds terrible.
And like they would like do like the hand, like the finger in the ear.
Kelly's doing the hand to the ear for the whistle notes.
Like the fake headphones. I don't know what the hell they were doing. Oh my God.
That's the problem. That's
constant.
why. That's why it sounded so bad. They just couldn't hear themselves well enough. So they just keep plugging that ear. God. Just keep making sure they can hear themselves well enough to not hit the notes.
Horrible.
Ick. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
that sounds terrible.
It was terrible. And you know, a lot of times it was in a car when this was happening.
God.
And I was like, if this car had 4 doors, I would throw myself out of the back of the car. But it didn't. So, yeah. So, and I really like Mariah Carey.
You know, Mariah Carey has 2 very distinct eras of her career. I was an early Mariah Carey fan. I am not a late Mariah Carey fan.
Okay.
Yeah.
Do you remember when she messed up on the lip syncing?
Oh, yeah.
New Year's Eve?
Oh, yes.
But isn't that kind of like a rite of passage?
It was cold, Kelly. It was
Is that
cold.
what she said? Okay.
It was outside,
Right.
which has never occurred in the history of performing ever before.
Right. Especially in a
And
place like New York.
Exactly,
You know?
on New Year's Eve in Times Square. No one has ever done that kind of thing.
Crazy.
She was being a pioneer and doing something different, and
Yep.
it was cold, and she therefore was awful.
Did she continue dancing or did she just walk away?
No, it wasn't
remember.
it wasn't a Jessica Simpson's sister
Remember that?
situation. Ashley Simpson? Yeah,
Ashley
that sounds right.
Simpson.
Yeah, I remember that. I remember that because of the dance. I would have had no interest or care about it.
Yeah.
Except the jig that she did.
It was like a farmer dance.
It was like a farmer dance.
Right?
It was like, where did you come from? Where did you go? Yeah, it was very Cotton Eye Joe of her. And I loved it. I thought it was very endearing. And like the idea that artists don't have backing tracks, like this is a shock to everyone whenever it happens, is always so funny to me. I think, you know, Milli Vanilli ruined it for everybody, right?
Yeah.
Because you're not even allowed to have a backing track without somebody being like, oh, I don't know. Like, no, I'm not performing my song exactly like you've heard it on the radio live on Saturday Night Live after we've had 20 minutes to rehearse.
I love that her band just kept on playing the song though.
I mean,
They were like, well, this is where we're going.
Yeah.
You told us to play, this is what we're going to play.
Maybe she'll pick it up. I don't know. Maybe she'll jump in. You know, I can counter back in, but we're not stopping.
And at the end,
We're not letting her take us down with her.
We're just going to keep playing.
Keep playing.
But I like at the end of the show, she was like, "Yeah, I'm really sorry. My band played the wrong song." That is absolutely not what happened at all.
Her band's just backstage, like the fuck we did. What is we tried to hold it together. We're out there playing our hearts out, and here you are throwing us under the bus.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
your sister's more talented anyway.
No, I wouldn't go that far. Right?
No, I'm with you on that.
No.
Oh my gosh.
I guess we can wrap this up.
Did you have inside scoop here at the Bitter Coffee Podcast?
I love a scoop.
You're aware of this scoop, Kelly.
Oh, I am?
Yeah, you lost your notes.
Yes, I did.
So if you thought this podcast was really like smooth and went well, as I do,
you're welcome.
Guess what? It was all off the cuff.
Yeah.
Because Kelly is, as we've said before, fastidiously prepared generally, and was feverishly searching for her notes before we started. And at some point, you know what? Fuck it, we're doing it. Let's just roll into it.
I have last
week's notes. You want to rehash anything? Anything you want to bring back up that we talked about?
I don't think so.
There was a lot of I'm mostly from Tim. There was a lot of
feedback. Did you just hear that sound?
Yeah, I did.
You know what that was?
What was that?
That was my stomach.
Oh my God, I thought it was
I'm
the
not
chair.
even kidding. Me too. And I was like, oh wait, that sound's coming from my body.
If anybody didn't hear it, it went.
Oh my God. Jesus Christ, that was a lot.
But yeah, Tim gave us a lot of negative feedback about our judgment of black licorice.
Oh.
That I do not care about.
Yeah, I mean, there's only so much I can do.
Yeah, I've only got so much bandwidth, as they say in the biz.
Let's thank our sponsors.
Let's do it.
I want to, of course, give a shout out to the Polarity Foundation.
Thank you, Michelle, for all of your generous kindness and donations.
Makes this podcast possible.
It really does.
and
makes childcare possible while we're
It does.
podcasting. Michelle and
There's a baby in the
Hannah
backyard
is
right now.
playing with the baby.
our wives are in the baby in the backyard.
Yep,
God
just-
knows what we're going to find.
Who knows what could be happening? I did get a text message from Hannah during the podcast that I don't know what the picture is. It just says if I had a hammer. Let's take a look. Oh my gosh. It's Gwen evidently smashing a walnut in the walkway.
Oh, she has a hammer.
She literally has a ball peen hammer.
See, if it's one thing that my wife is really good at, it's like introducing children to toys at an appropriate age.
Tools, not toys.
Right, yeah. Well, I mean, I think it's...
They're one and the same, according to your wife.
I mean, she's playing in the backyard with it, so obviously it's a toy.
She's crouched in the walkway with a ball peen hammer,
Mm-hmm.
I'm assuming smashing this black walnut.
And there's like a garden hose.
She doesn't have her shoes on. She's already got a Band-Aid on her forehead. This is a picture for the ages. Anyway, thank you, Michelle, for everything, including teaching my daughter how to smash walnuts with a hammer.
I mean, it's time.
She's almost 2.5, for Christ's sake.
What the hell are you waiting for? Let us give a thank you to Green Mountain Foster Bikes.
Indeed. Thank you.
They are giving rebuilt and donated bikes to foster kids in Vermont. They are located at 10 North Main Street in Vergennes. Also the home of Little City Cycles, a place to find your new friend in a magic bike. And where can you reach them, you ask? Thanks for asking. You can reach them at 802-877-3000. And I will admit that when Tanya sent me the contact info, she also sent me a frog on a unicycle.
She sure did. It's a GIF.
I cannot tell you
GIF.
how many times a day I just stare at this just to kind of recenter, refocus.
If you sing September by Earth, Wind & Fire over that GIF, I don't think there's any way you could have a bad day.
No, you're right.
Absolutely amazing. Right. You mentioned Vergennes, and I just want to, before we sign off, give a quick shout out. R.I.P. Norm MacDonald, who passed away recently. While I was in a very significant bout of insomnia in my youth, I was watching a lot of Saturday Night Live, and Norm Macdonald was the Weekend Update host at the time. And I remember he told a joke about the town of Vergennes.
Oh, really?
Yes, he had a joke about the town of Vergennes because, and this is, I will repeat it as he said it.
That's a really great dovetail that wasn't even intentional.
No, not at all intentional. And I had forgotten to mention it. It's in my notes, and you said Vergennes, and I went, oh, that's right, Norm Macdonald.
I don't have any notes.
No, as we mentioned. But he told a joke. He said, yup, the town of Vergennes, Vermont, that's how he said it, has announced that they have reduced their police force from 2 to 1. And then he took a tape recorder out of his breast pocket and he turned away from the camera and he said, note to self, go to Vergennes, Vermont, rob everyone. And he put the tape recorder away and he moved on with the show.
Fair
and I
enough.
remember laughing so hard, not only at the fact that like it was obviously a funny joke, but also this was like the first time I had really heard someone mention Vermont in like a national setting.
Right.
And I remember being a mix of proud and entertained. And I was like, Norm Macdonald, you're my guy, my man.
Wow.
So shout out and RIP to Norm Macdonald. He
Yeah.
was a gift to us all. So just want to mention that before we sign off.
Thanks, Derek.
Just want to bring the whole tenor of the show down right at the end.
Yeah.
Just crash it
Just
out.
drag it down.
Yep, that's what I'm here for.
Thanks. Thank you, Derek. And
Thank you, Kelly.
thank you, everybody, for listening. If you haven't done so already, go get goddamn vaccinated.
Please just get the shot. It'll help us all. We really appreciate it.
Wear a
Thank you very
mask.
much. Wear a mask. Be kind to each other.
We'll talk to you soon.
Stay fresh, cheese bags.
Bye.